Fall is breaking and I dip my oar into the water. I can still hear the words in my head spoken to me so many times. Sky, you won't be blank. In some ways, they were right. I won't be the fastest runner. I won't be the highest jumper. I don't have the physical option to excel in some sports. But they all learned quickly that none of that would stop me. I was built to compete. I was born with bilateral club feet. This is a congenital foot deformity that affects one or both feet, causing them to be out of standard position. 5 days after birth, I had my first of a handful of surgeries. I spent the next year in casts and braces. When the invasive interventions were complete, the real work began. Visits to the local children's hospital were commonplace during those first years. My parents met with doctors to plan the best path forward as my growth and physical development continued. Things like physical therapy, training, specialized footwear were a regular part of my weekly routine. Looking back, for the most part, I fondly remember my time with all my specialists. And although I retain deep respect and gratefulness for their work, too much time was spent setting low expectations for me and my athletic future. Yes, there is a place for acceptance and acknowledgement of realistic outcomes. The thing is though, imposed expectations are risky. Words might spur motivation and the good kind of rebellion, or they might demotivate and close doors that may not need closing. Turns out for me, their words became fuel. I'm not special because of the challenges I face. We all face physical and mental hurdles. And we all have choices to make. I chose not to be satisfied or accept my physical limitations. I played youth soccer, broke my foot, and played through the pain. Eventually it healed, and I moved on to something new. I took up basketball, broke my foot again, the same place. We came to discover through x-rays that the bones of my feet were closer to each other than they should be. This is likely a result of being born with club feet. The bones rub together and eventually break if enough pressure is applied. Sports like soccer and basketball are exactly the activities that can create this scenario. No matter, I forged ahead. I quickly developed the mentality of perseverance. My physical challenges were a blessing in disguise. The same qualities I developed fighting my own fight were transferable skills. All my challenges were cumulative and led me to be intentionally aware of myself, my attitude, my discipline, and equally important, my potential role in many environments. Through all of my experiences, I've grown to understand the significance of leadership and what it means to be a role model. It sounds a bit silly to admit, but I like to think of myself as happening to the world, not letting the world happen to me. Because I'm built to compete, it remained my goal to eventually find a sport where I could flex my competitive muscle without putting so much pressure on my feet. As I say this, I'm in my second year at the University of Virginia as a member of the nationally ranked UVA women's rowing team. Who knew I would be able to find exactly what I needed in rowing? Rowing at the top level puts me in a position to capitalize on the physical and mental muscles I do have. Up before 6 a.m., rowing for 2 hours, going to class, studying, weightlifting and rowing for another 2 hours, studying, eating, sleeping. Repeat. Rowing is strenuous and the commitment is real. I love what I do and it gives me a platform for the good work that needs to be done. Being a competitive athlete is special. It puts one in a position to demonstrate positivity, support, and encourage those who need it, and remind all who will listen the value of a good attitude. Health matters greatly, physical and mental, in all we do. Why am I saying this? To ignite the limitless potential of all women and girls. My journey has reflected this, from overcoming my own challenges to emerging as a voice for women and girls. I didn't do it on my own. I've been fortunate to have a family that embodies the same goals. I've had great role models, and their encouragement and attitude drive me to do more and be more within the community. Hearing them speak and watching how they live their lives inspires me to be a spark for others.